Hello folks, how y'all doing today? Now let's talk about free speech. And we're going to just talk about this direct. Free speech? Now this is a reality. In the Western world today, you only have free speech if you are a leftist hippie homo race mixing sissy who's whistling their way past the graveyard of the Western world on their way to New Sodom. Or what the cucks of the world call tolerant of being enriched by the diversity horde and its antics. The real fact is, in the modern USA and the free world more generally, one truly only has free speech if one says what the left allows one to say. Everything else is labeled hate. Hate speech gets censored using terms of service, codes of conduct, ethical standards, and other low-life lawyer games here in the USA, and far worse happens in Europe and the rest of the world. While at the same time, social justice warrior types aided by the media, academia, and government will go after your employment. Hate has no place in the workplace. Threatening one's surely weak-willed boss with the hellfire and damnation of racism if they don't shun one like a leprous apostate. They will hammer away relentlessly like the tide and do everything possible to drum one out of society forthwith and post-haste, since they decide what is to be freely said in this free land and no others. So yeah, anyone can freely say anything if they are willing to risk their good name, job, and the security of their family. The parody starts when the oppressive, menstruating, social justice warrior apparatchiks pretend that they are being oppressed by the people they have decided to hold their little inquisitions upon. Oh yes, they'll look for folks talking about things they don't like, claim to be triggered, denounce the person they intruded upon with shaming control words like racism and hater, patriarchy, etc. All the while trying to rally the crowd to denounce the person intruded upon by the little communist agitators' triggers. And then as a final act, the agitators will pretend that they are in fact the victim of an aggression, microaggression, if their intended victim fights back against their nonsense accusations. It happens all the time on social media, at parks, stores, and frankly we can only imagine where else, that the purveyors of perversion and putrefaction look for anyone having a conversation about race, nation, history, biology, politics, or any other subject not 100% to their liking. Find what they feel to be racist nonconformity and commence to pretend that they have the right to look down on the heretics to oversee if us unwashed racists live up to PC orthodoxy in our deeds and thoughts. Mark and forgive us. In their arrogance, they act like Bolshevik informers and fat cat party bosses. They act as if they are a law unto our will, as if they are some paragons of morality unto which we must submit, as if they are the living face of order, justice, and peace. They seem to think that white, adult, male, majority citizens need their leave or permission to think and speak as we wish, will, or whim. Triggers are coming. Clutch the pearls, baby. We are not subject to social justice warriors or the leftist pseudo-morality. We simply grant them no power to dispose of our person, let alone to control, order, or otherwise inform our thoughts, feelings, or actions. Let them vote. We shall veto. Veto. I refuse. Consent. Yes, we refuse to consent to their bully boy games and badgering antics of these social justice warrior types. Lawyer games are based upon paper in the end. Fire is greater than paper. Steel is greater than paper. Flesh is greater than paper. Will is greater than paper. Just saying. We refuse to allow these modern-day Babylonian temple merchants the right to hold judgment or court over us. We are subject to one greater than them. We will not be harped on by harridans as if they are our headmistress. That is for cucks, punks, sissies, and little boys, of which we are none. We tell such as the above to shut their lips and mind their own shop, we realize that we are not subject to their will. We refuse, you see, to allow these lowly and vile hoi polloi the right to judge, control, or otherwise order us, as we and not they are lords of all we purvey. We do not, and shall not, and never will allow the enemy to shame us into accepting defeat. Mice allow cats to badger and harass them. Dogs put cats up trees. The correct response to "you're racist" is not "no, I'm not." It is racism, racist, hater, and the rest of the imaginary concepts have no basis in fact, so only idiots like you babble about them as if they matter. The correct response to "you hate X" is no, rather "you hate me because I won't agree with your view about X, but thanks for trying to manipulate me anyways." The old "but you're really afraid of Y," that game, is best countered with a variant of "we will go into the tank with Y," Y being a shark, right after you do. The correct response to most PC accusations, to put it bluntly, is to say, basically, what you say and think does not matter in the least. Now shut your lips, or physically force us to comply. Please leave now, as your commie gibberish is not welcome at all. Never defend, always deflect, then attack. Challenge their authority and make them carry the load of defending their insane worldview up the hill. Deflect, attack, defeat. Nice and simple. The PC bots will double down on the names, huff, puff, rave, stomp, maybe even cry. But if you hold your ground, they will go away in obvious defeat. This will leave you able to have your say and to keep your pride. This will influence anyone else around to be encouraged to stand up to political correctness and social justice warriors in the future. Politically correct, control freak commies will experience a double defeat. It is as simple as they attempt to shame, you refuse to care. They attempt to put burden on you, you make them carry by deflecting. They eventually flee with their ball, you win. That's that. Deflect, attack, defeat. That is how freedom is had for the nation. Freely say what you want, free of concern for social justice warriors, political correctness, diversity, tolerance, or any of the left's moral approval. Freely defy their wants, norms, and expectations with nationalist wants, norms, and expectations. This is how a new nationalism, a true nationalism, is born from the rubble of the politically correct, multicultural, liberalism, pluralistic, atheistic materialism experiment that's coming to ruin around us. Freely be a free man who has no need to ask leave, to freely say what you think is right, good, and just, for free men to think and say. Then you are truly free of PC. Then you have free speech, real free speech. Thank you.